Good evening, everyone. It is June 14th, 2023. Today was PPI pre-market as well as FOMC. Tomorrow we have retail numbers, unemployment, Philly manufacturing index, and industrial production all before the open. Then we are in the clear. So what did we have today? Well, we opened up pretty much near the highs. All day the internals were moving downwards, moving downwards, moving downwards. However, we had sort of the typical what I would call artificial inventory movement occurring on ES specifically. So just the inventory of the individual ticker being moved separate to the actual breadth would indicate. Now, we were unable to run the overnight low, and instead we got this ramp up to kind of the expected highs, the average daily range highs into the European close, and then drifted back downwards. Now, the FOMC did try to liquidate. It did close the gap, which was great, and then got back over the previous day's high and just kind of churned there for the rest of the day. Now, you can see that we've been unable to break this upward trending line at the lows there off of that contract switch around 43.27.5, that August swing high. And then we have made an upward trend line at the highs as well. So currently we're in this channel, if you want to call it that. And right now it looks like we're making ourselves a nice little downward sloping guy as well here. So a little some indicators of momentum currently at play. Now, over on the Nasdaq, similar story. Let's go over to this chart over here. Higher daily highs every single day. Same thing with the ES. We've had higher daily highs pretty much every single day. The Nasdaq, however, it was able to sell off a little bit more at the open. We got a POC shift at the highs, ran the Q2 RTH high. Couldn't get into the March high just yet, but ran that Q2 RTH high. Same thing as ES, got into the Euro close and then sold off into FOMC. We were unable to tag yesterday's low of the day and instead ramped pretty much to the highs of the session, didn't make a new high, and instead we churned over yesterday's close and the high of the day into the high close. So both tickers here looking decently bullish. However, it's rare. I'll put it that way. It's rare for ES to go so many days of making higher highs over and over and over and over again. I think we're due for a little bit of a pullback, and I don't think that's an absurd thing to say. On the grand scheme of things, 14,000 on the Nasdaq, maybe on the ES something like 4,300. I would really like 4,220. And these aren't, some, oh no, we're in a huge bear market. I'm asking for a 4% move, a 5% move. Really, at least 4,300. No crazy moves. Just, I want to see some liquidation happen. Just clean out the market a little bit. So, with that in mind, how am I looking to trade this thing? Let's get over here. I want to be short. I want to be short 44.21 3/4. That'll be after a run of the Tuesday high, around 23 half-ish. Below there, I want to be long 98 3/4 after a tag of settlement lows, which are at 96. And then I could have went in 4,000, but I think 98 3/4 is going to be the number that I want. Below there, I want to be long 84 half after a run of today's low. And that'll be likely it. I think below there we'll probably end up getting single prints, but nothing really changing. Want to get long 43.64, that VWAP close in auction, and then 43.55, roughly where we kind of auctioned on Monday. Now on the NQ, similar story. I want to be short 15.210 and a quarter, just that 95% daily value area high from today after a run of today's high. If we do get a gap up, I'm willing to take this thing long. On that gap close, I'm a little more willing to long the highs on the Nasdaq, just because it is such a breakout-y ticker. Below there, getting long 110.5 after we run this kind of shitty low. I think is within a point or something. Yeah, within 2 ticks of the same period of different periods, just within 2 ticks of the same low. So I'd like them to see that corrected, then come back up and get long 110s. Below there, getting long 19 quarter, the 95% value area low, where we kind of churned around. We've had some nice offers and bids there in the past week or so. Below there, nothing really changing. Auction and VWAP close at 856, 82 and 784 are also spots that I like. We are, I think this is not correct. This VWAP needs to move up. Weekly VWAP. There we go. So that's how I'm looking at this thing. In general, not too eager to play it short. I'm aware of a very important level on the Nasdaq at 15,342, not too far up above. Getting above there will put us into what I would call a hyper bull mode on a very high time frame. I would look for the high of the year, or the all-time high to get a nice run at, and that'll be the probably the major pivot moving forward if we do get above that. So anyway, 6-minute video. Don't need to make it longer. That's what I'm looking for tomorrow. Not looking for any sort of generational sell-off. Even if it ends up being a red day, I think we'll have an ability to scalp to the long side on the move down. And once we break Tuesday's low of the day, I would start looking for more of a liquidating move and be a little bit more hesitant on the bid, especially below that kind of 14,850 number, or kind of below 4360-ish. Hope that helps. Hope that makes sense. Have a great night. Trade safe.